Let me know when you get it. Okay, sorry about that. Apparently we were muted. Thank you for Leonardo and Clorox and Armando for letting me know. Let me start over. So, yeah, I'm Theo Thorson. Welcome to the first error-prone episode of a live video from us. This is what happens when you go live on YouTube and other places. But yeah, we're here to talk about Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, the newest D&D book to come out from Wizards of the Coast, and many thanks to them for sending it to us. I'll go through my little intro very quickly since I already did it once and you didn't hear me. I've had time to kind of go through the book to some extent. I haven't read every single page yet because I haven't had that much time. But hopefully if you have any questions, we can answer them for you today. We only have a little bit of time though, because in about 15 minutes or so, we're going to be going live on the Infinite Black website and their YouTube channel and Twitch and Facebook to talk about Vast Grim, which we contributed some adventures to. So we're going to try to answer as many questions as you have here. If you have more questions, you can leave them in the comment section of this video, which I assume will still be living here on YouTube and other places, so we can go back and answer them in text form, or if there's enough demand, we can do another Q&A later in the week or this weekend or early next week. I also have questions that I've collected from Instagram and Facebook and YouTube from earlier in the week, so we can also look at those questions too. So if you have questions, let me know. And I am going to go and grab some of those early questions. I wanted to start with two questions. One by, these are from Instagram, I think. One from Mediating Monkey Maps, and one from Ben Conic is Real. Forgive me if I don't pronounce your usernames correctly. Basically, their questions were, how did we get these books so early? And how difficult is it living with the guilt of knowing that you have your copy in hands while the rest of us have to wait? So yeah, after about 3 years of doing the channel, we have finally managed to get on Wizards of the Coast press list. And so they send out early editions, usually about 2 weeks ahead of release, to reviewers and influencers and people who have YouTube channels or magazines or websites to try to get the word out about their books. And so we've been working at trying to get on that list for a good long time, because we're on other lists from like Paizo and WizKids and other places. But this is the first time that we've been able to get on Wizards of the Coast list. So it's a moment of triumph for us, because it's been something we've been trying to do. It's been one of those milestones that we've been working on. So yeah, thank you. That's how we got the books a little bit early. And yeah, I do feel bad that we have it and you don't, but you'll be getting it very soon. At least this way, hopefully we can let you know if this is a book that's right for you, because these books aren't cheap. And so, you know, you don't need every single book in the collection for most of us. And so hopefully if you have any questions that we can help you answer that. That's the whole point of the channel, is to help you spend your money wisely. And so let us know how we can help you with that. And let's see, we got some questions in chat, I think. I can hear you a little now. Just a little bit louder would be good, I think, says Leonardo. We'll work on that. Clorox, could you go over the Dragonborn champions? Mainly curious about their challenge ratings. So the Dragonborn chapters, the Dragonborn champions are back in the bestiary here. And I was just looking at them a moment ago. And let's see, we'll pull that up here. Here are Dragonborn champions. We have 3 of them in the book. These are 3 NPCs that you can use to be Dragonborn champions of certain dragons. You have one of Bahamut, one of Sardior, and one of Tiamat. Their challenge ratings are 8, 6, and 7 respectively. So hopefully you can see them on your screen there. If you have other questions about them, let me know. Yeah, and they are interesting. We've had some conversations on Twitter about Sardior and what his representation is in this book, and he does get some mentions, and kind of trying to piece together the information about him as I've been going through this book has led me to one of my conclusions about this book, which we'll get to in a minute. So I'll hold that thought. I would love to learn more about dragon echoes and what are the various different ones. So they talk about that mainly when we get to the great worms. So let's flip back to the great worms, the chromatic great worms here. If I can find it. This is where we get to see if I can find things alphabetically in a hurry. So they talk about... All right, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you my conclusion right now, because this all ties into it. I feel like this book is trying to be 2 different things. And it's trying to be a lore book to help you get your dragon lore and to tell how much are we continuing with the lore of previous editions, how much is new lore, what's still canon, how do all these things play together. And that's one half of the book. The other half of the book is, giving you a new bestiary, new creatures to play with, new stat blocks, and also teaching you how to use the dragons in your campaigns, how to build stories around them, how to make new dragons with personalities and motivations. And the problem is that in doing that second book, a lot of the lore is scattered in here. If you want to look up just about the echoes or just about Sardior, like, there's not a chapter necessarily about each one. There's some pages, like there's a whole little section about the first world in the beginning of the book. But if you're just looking for lore on these dragons, specific ones, it's not easy to find, and there's not an index. And so you really have to just flip through and hope that you find everything. And it makes me, again, and I think I'm a little bit of a broken record on this, but I would love to see a Lost Omens Pathfinder style lore book series about D&D, one that doesn't necessarily try to give us a whole bestiary and try to give us, new subclasses and new player options, but one that's just primarily dealing with the lore. Tell us, have chapters about each of these great dragons. Have chapters about some of the dragons from previous adventures, like Cloth, like Arviatris, who I can never pronounce, about Emrith. Give us a lot of lore information. That's what I would really like to see, and that's what we're not quite getting yet. But about the echoes, there are some information about that here, about the great worms. Just sort of the, let's see if I can see it there. Hopefully you've been able to read it on your screen a little bit here. But it says, often a chromatic great worm's ascension involves fusing the power of a single dragon's echoes across different worlds of the material plane. The black great worm, Chrompysis, for example, is said to have stalked multiple worlds and devoured many of its echoes before withdrawing to a planar lair in the Outlands. So it's that kind of information we get about echoes. I don't remember seeing a lot more besides this sort of conversation about them. But there might be in there, and I just haven't come across it yet. Now we're getting more questions, and I'm not doing a great job of keeping up. Let's see. We prefer this along with a dedicated Draconomicon. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's hard. If you can put a Q and a question mark, like a colon in front of your question, that'll help me spot them a little bit easier on here. Are we making a video on the Tiamat mini soon? I can't say too much. I can say that yes, we will have a video about a Tiamat mini soon here. Maybe more than one video, but stay tuned for that. Yes, I can say yes to that. Let's see. I think a lot of you are just talking about... I'm seeing Grady having conversations in the chat too. No, too far away. This reminds me of Professor's lecture earlier today. I'm not sure what that's referring to. I'm not following the whole thing. So let's see. I'm going to go back to my other questions that I had collected ahead of time. Let me know if I missed something there, though, because I think I'm... Oh, Grady's letting me know. Somebody asked me which of the creatures in the bestiary would I not want to meet in a dark alley. Certainly the deep dragons don't seem to be particularly nice to meet up with. Also, the dragon blood ooze is a pretty interesting little creature. Let's see if I can show you some of these in here. There's the dragon blood ooze. And the dragon bone golem. I find these to be interesting because it gives something for, one, dragons, new interesting minions for dragons to have, especially with the dragon bone golem, where they go and kill another rival dragon and turn its bones into a golem to defend its own lair. And then also something to do with kind of dead dragons, to be honest with you. There's the grafting of the dragon parts onto your body with the, what do they call it exactly? Yeah, dragon flesh grafters. So there's things to do with the eggs of the dragons, things to do with the flesh or the bones of a dragon once you kill it and its blood. There's a lot of good things to help you kind of flesh out your stories, no pun intended, with dragons of all states. Oh, I wasn't going to tell you this because I don't know how much this has been mentioned, but I found this interesting. The dragon elves, which are sort of the less intelligent, more animalistic dragons, I think they're from the Dragonlance universe, if I'm not mistaken. But it does mention in here that they can be, a paladin can summon them per your GM's discretion, with a Summon Greater Steed spell. So that seems like a fun thing for paladins out there. Show us the fairy dragon, somebody says. All right, let's... I'm trying to remember. I don't think there's a new... Are there stat blocks for fairy dragons? I don't think there's a stat block, but they are in the Draconomicon. Draconomicon, which I also have trouble pronouncing. There's only one little bit of art here that I can see for the fairy dragon, which you can see there in the upper left-hand corner. There's probably a few others in the book, but as far as the Draconomicon, that's the only little bit of art that we get, which is a nice kind of water paint version of a fairy dragon. Grady, what was the other one they want to see? Tiamat? Aspect of Bahamut. We're going to flip over to that one. I got Grady in my ear here. Let's see. Aspect of Bahamut. Oh, I'm in the wrong chapter. Let's go back. Grady, also let me know if I get the book a little bit off target again. There's the aspect of Tiamat right there, you can see. And we'll flip back to the aspect of Bahamut. These are some of the best art pieces in the book. That's a great Tiamat painting. And there's Bahamut up there. Didn't quite warrant a full page, but he did get a good half-page piece of art. That's actually really cool, now that I really look at it. And they're asking for Grady's letting me know. People want to know my favorite parts of the book. I really do like the Draconomicon because it helps you, and I'm going to make a video about this, on how that you can use this book to supplement your pre-published adventures. Because I think that they go well together. This helps you, the Draconomicon gives you the main 20 types of dragons, and helps you create new ones. So like here's green dragons. We have personality traits, ideals, lots of adventure hooks, which are really important, connections that they might have with other things or people or organizations in the world, depending on their age. We get information about their layers, including maps for every type of dragon. You get a layer map example that'll definitely help you if you need to come up with something on the fly. And their layer features, additional layer actions you can give them to make them a little bit special, regional effects, and what you might find in their treasure hoard. And so oftentimes in an adventure, especially something, well, I don't want to give away what my next video is going to be, but you can find references to there are dragons out in the world. Like there's a copper dragon, a gold dragon, but it doesn't give you anything about them. You don't know, what kind of dragon it is, what the personality is, what they want, what they have in their hoard. And this lets you take those references and other pre-published adventures and really flesh them out. Because a lot of the characters, there's word count limits. And so a lot of the information that you have in some of these books, Grady's taking my other book here. A lot of information that you have in these books is a little bit limited, and so being able to supplement it is great. And I think somebody's asking me about my favorite piece of art. I'm slowly running out of time. This is going quicker than I thought. I love some of these portraits here of really interesting looking creatures. It reminds me of I think there was a gold, I don't have it with me, a Pathfinder gold dragon that really liked to, was it gold dragon or something else? That liked to decorate itself with a lot of earrings and necklaces, and that's why I really love these portraits here for some interesting dragon minion or dragon mannerisms and things that they might do that separate them from other dragons. But also like there we go, the Drake Warden Ranger. I mean, that just seems like a lot of fun. I don't know how necessarily powerful it'll be in gameplay, but having a Drake pet that will eventually grow up to be a flying mount seems really amazing. That's probably my favorite piece of art in the book too. There, the Dragonborn with his pet licking his face. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Oh, fried minis. Oh, thank you, fried minis. Eric, you can only keep one spell. Fizban's Platinum Shield, Draconic Spirit, or Draconic Transformation. Which one do you choose, Pikachu? And shout out to Fiddle. Fiddle's my 18-year-old cat who had a good checkup this week. Let's go look at those spells. Let's see if I can find them. There's Dragon Magic. So let's look at these 3 spells that he mentions. Fizban's Platinum Shield. I haven't actually. I know you should go look at Fried Minis. He made I don't know if it's come out yet, but I saw that you were doing a whole video about all the spells in the book. So if you really want the information, go watch Fried Minis' video about that. But let's see if I can find them all. This man's Platinum Shield. I hope I can find these because I don't necessarily see them right. Oh, here it is. This man's Platinum Shield. You create a field of silvery light that surrounds a creature of your choice within range. You can choose yourself. The field sheds dim light up to 5 feet. While surrounded by the field, a creature gains the following benefits. You get half cover. You get damage resistance. And you get evasion. That's pretty cool. And as a bonus action on subsequent turns, you can move the field to another creature. That is pretty interesting. I don't remember seeing a spell quite like that, a very defensive spell. What are the elements you mentioned? The sea. Draconic Spirit. Let's look at that one. Draconic Spirit. Transformation. Why am I having trouble finding these? Oh, there it is. Summon Draconic Spirit. It is a 5th level conjuration spell. And, oh boy, there's a stat block for it. You can call forth a Draconic Spirit that manifests in a non-given space that you can see within range. And it uses that stat block. When you cast a spell, choose a family of dragon, chromatic, gem, or metallic. And it resembles a dragon of that chosen family, which determines its traits in the stat block. And it's an ally to you or your companions in the combat. It shares your initiative. So yeah, you get to have this spirit fight alongside you, which I always find really cool. And it looks like it gets a breath weapon and the multi-attack with rending and resistances that it looks like it shares. Yeah, you have resistance to the same bunch. That's also cool. And Platinum Shield, Draconic Spirit, or Draconic Transformation. Let's look at the Transformation one. I did see that one a second ago. Transformation. And now I've lost it again. That's magic items. Draconic. Yeah, I'm sure y'all see it before I do. There it is. Draconic Transformation is a 7th level spell. With a roar, you draw on the magic of the dragons to transform yourself, taking on draconic features, and you gain these benefits: blind sight, a breath weapon, and wings. That's a very cool one too. I think if I had to keep one, it would be, honestly, because I'm a GM and a storyteller at heart more than I am a player. I know the players would love to transform into dragons or summon a dragon spirit, but I kind of like the idea of the shield that you can use defensively and move it around to different creatures. I like the idea of that making combat more dynamic, giving the characters difficult choices. If multiple characters are in danger, they have to choose who they want to defend and why. And so I could see it leading to some really interesting storytelling possibilities. So that's the one I choose. And thank you very much. Again, go check out Friday Minis. He's made like 10, 12, 20 videos about this book. And if you really want to get the inside scoop, that's where you need to go. I'm already running out of time. We're going to have to do this again because I didn't realize that there'd be that many questions. I don't know why. Let's see. Grady, I might have to have you give me some of the questions here because I'm losing track of the questions on here. If you see some that jump out to you that I missed, Grady, let me know. But he may also be we're also getting set up to do our interview for Infinite Black here shortly, so he may be off doing that right now. Let's see if I can grab some questions here real quick. Sorry if I'm missing your question. We'll try to do this again. The aspects have more reach than the Great Worms. The things can practically swallow this. Let's look at the size and the reach of those real fast. And I'm just grabbing questions at random, honestly, because it's hard to find everybody. So let's look at the chromatic great worms. Chromatic great worms are gargantuan dragons. Gargantuan is the top size that there is in 5th edition, and it includes anything that's that size or larger, so it can be up to any size, really. And as far as its reach goes, it says, those are legendary actions. The bite is 15-foot reach, and the claw is 10-foot reach. And we're going to compare that to the aspects. The tail, by the way, is 20 feet. And the breath weapon is 300 feet. So we'll compare that to the aspect of Tiamat. Its bite is 20 feet. Its claw is 15 feet. And its tail is 15 feet. And its breath weapons, 300-foot comb. So fairly similar. Grady's also answering questions in there. Thank you, Grady. Oh my gosh, we're only going to have time for a little bit longer. Do Forgotten Realms dragons go around on 2 legs much? It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one. What size is the Gemstalker? That's a quick one I can answer. I don't recall it being super large, but I don't remember if I looked very closely at that. The Gemstalker is a large monstrosity. That'd be a cool looking mini, actually. I'd love to see how they do minis for a lot of these. especially the Horde Mimic. I don't know what that's going to look like. Right. I heard that Grady is a silver wormling in disguise. I could see that. It seemed like it would be more powerful, though. Can we see the Crystal Dragon personalities construction? Sure, Reese. Crystal Dragons. Oh, we got it. Crystal Dragons personalities. There you go. Hopefully you can see it on your screen. If you're not a thief or a frost giant, let's talk. Are you comfortable? Can I tell your future for you? Just let me know what I can do for you, okay? Jokes are as valuable as any gemstone and more fun to share. Seems like a good buddy to have. I do actually really dig the Crystal Dragons, and I love the idea of them taking other dragon eggs or little wormlings, even chromatic ones, and raising them themselves. I think there's a lot of interesting story potential there, too. All right. I might have to go. Is there one last question I can answer? All right, yeah. Shoot me one more question, and I will check out Narthair's Mischief Spell. I think you'll love it. All right, let's look at that one. And that might have to be, unless somebody throws something really fast out there, because I got to go to my interview shortly. Narthair's. Ooh, I flipped to the right page. No, did I? Yeah, I did. Let's see. There's not a lot of spells in the book, unfortunately. Oh my god, this is a longer spell. No, it's not. Alright, so this is a second level illusion spell. You fill a 20-foot cube you can see within range with Fey and Draconic magic. Roll in the Mischievous Surge table to determine the magical effect produced and roll again at the start of each of your turns. Sorry, I shouldn't cover the book so y'all can read it yourself. Until the spell ends, you can move the cube up to 10 feet. So, the smell of apple pie fills the air, and each creature in the cube must succeed in a wisdom saving throw will be charmed by you. That sounds good. That's sort of like what they do. I think that's a spell they cast when you go on a open house tour when you're looking to buy a house. Bouquets of flowers appear all around, and each creature in the cube must succeed on a dex saving throw will be blinded when the flowers spray water in their faces. Each creature in the cube must succeed on a wisdom saving throw will begin giggling at the start of the turn, and it's incapacitated, and drops of molasses hover in the cube, making it difficult terrain. That's super cute, and it's making me hungry. Absolutely. All right. Can we see your kind of gifts? I'm not sure if I understand that question. The gifts of the dragons? The gifts the dragons can give out? Are the Draconians medium with various CRs? Okay, we'll do that the last thing here. I'll put that in the back of the book. And then I have to run. So I believe they are various CRs and various... I don't know about the sizes, though. So we have no, it starts over here, though. The Dreadnought is a large one with a CR of 4. The Foot Soldier is medium with a CR of 1/2. The Infiltrator is medium with a CR of 3. The Mage is a CR 2, and it is also a medium. And I will mention, each one of these mentions Kryn and Dragonlance, and it tells you kind of where they came from in Kryn. So there's a whole bunch of Dragonlance stuff in here, honestly. All right. I gotta go, guys. I'm so sorry. If you're interested in this, I'll try to do another stream as soon as I can. If you have questions, leave them down below, and I will try to get back to you too, or Grady will. Go watch Fry Mini streams if you want to see a lot more information about the book, because he's got you covered there too. And stick around to watch. It's probably gonna try to launch here in a second. Stick around to watch Candlekeep Deconstruction, or come watch us talk about Vast Grimm. But for now, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin. Good night.